Alrighty, Jim, so that's great that from both angles, those arms have gotten better here in the last week or so from both angles. So that's great news, man. It looks very good from this face-on angle. That was the full swing. Like you said, you're not kind of sure what the full swing is now, but it actually looks a little more like a three-quarter swing. But from both angles, those arms look better through impact, right through that area. And then when you did the drill, from this face-on angle and down the line angle, the drill looked great from both angles. Those arms right there look beautiful compared to what they looked like last week. And from this down the line angle, they look really good too. Right through there. And then the one thing you're kind of wondering about was about that when you hit it solidly the last couple of times out, the ball was still going kind of more left than you'd like. And so I wanted you to see, so that looks more like, that swing on the right looks more like what we're seeing here, where that toe's pointed up in the air more on the backswing right through there. And then at the top now, that toe's really pointed down at the ground quite a bit, and that's what this looked like a little more than what you started with today. And then so that at this late point in the downswing, that toe would be pointed up in the air more. Yeah, and that's what you have there. So that's a nice difference. And then you hit a ball with it. Sure enough, that toe's pointed up in the air more there. It's up in the air more there. And then when you came back after hitting some balls outside, sure enough, it definitely looked different. And again, like I've mentioned to you, I'm not so much into this thing being perfect, and there's not a perfect place here, and like you're referring to, in terms of the release in bowling, I'm sure it's a similar dynamic, you know, that things are happening so fast down there through the hitting area, through the release area in bowling or something. It's kind of hard to get all picky about it, and very not helpful to get all picky about it. But you pulled off exactly what you're trying to do out there, hitting balls, and then right in here on the video on our right on the new blue, it definitely looked just that little bit of difference on the video. You see how those blue lines are more vertical, whereas most of the yellow lines over here on our left are a little less vertical because that face is kind of more closed all throughout the swing. So I love it there, man. Keep those arms extended and just push that heel pad down, feel that more open feeling all throughout the swing. So now when you hit it solid, it tends to go a little straighter, just like it did outside when you hit that batch out there. Any question about that or observations? Okay, I love that. This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment. And we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and want to go outdoors and get some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or if we get pretty satisfied and think we're looking better on the video here, and we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is for the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we can come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how everything's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.